Good morning. Let's get ready, folks. Hair slicked back. I'm using my normal phone this morning, not the other one I've been using all week. My skincare's done, except I'm about to put the eye balm. I'm committed to actually using this thing up and seeing if it does help with anything. I don't think it will. I look like I have darkness, but it's just because of the lighting. I don't have bags or anything. I don't have anything like serious. Yesterday at work was, I guess, fun. I thought for sure this morning I was going to wake up with laryngitis because I trained a newbie yesterday for the whole day. I ain't never done that much talking, I think, ever in an entire day. I'm going to go with the Peachy BB cream. Number 21. I've had it flipped upside down like this in hopes that the stuff would all go down, but no. It's still all up here for some reason. Anyways, I'm gonna use this today. I do have work today. I'm doing the 12:30 to 9, which means I'm helping with the closing shift today. Usually it's the kids that go in and do this shift, the ones who are in school. They'll go in and they'll work from 4:30 till 9, but I'm doing that today. The new kid, Wyatt, he is working today. I'm not training him today. Yesterday I trained him on cooking. I believe he's with Riza today, and she's training him on the sandwich. I did mention to him yesterday, I was like, don't have to, but it might be a good idea to bring a little notebook so you can take notes. Because that's what I started doing, and there are people who've been working there before I started, and once they realized like what I was doing, they went and got, well, some of them now have little notepads or papers in their pockets as well now, and they're taking notes. I think I said my skincare was done already. Okay, let's see how this looks. Nice, okay. I've been using like brushes shaped like this, like they're angled and they're packed. I've been using brushes like this all week to do my makeup. Anyways, yeah. I feel like today might be like it's a Friday, so hopefully today goes by quick enough. I kind of wish I wasn't doing an 8-hour shift today, but I am. Yeah, that's who would have thought that like this shape of a brush would do nice coverage. All right, let's go into the e.l.f. I'm gonna use this up. I feel like I haven't been gravitating towards this because I haven't really been, well, I don't know, but let's do something about this big ass forehead. Wyatt is unrestricted, so that's nice because I'm hoping with him being, if we can get like one more person unrestricted, then maybe I could just end up doing 32-hour weeks and not 40. Oh crap. Well, I guess I'll use this brush, it's fine. because most of the kids they're all restricted because they're all in school. The situation with the coworker who's a teenager, my manager reached out to her, as well as the other kid, even though I was like, the other kid wasn't the issue. It was the other kid who was disrespectful. That was the issue. And again, like Jackie told me, I wasn't in the wrong. Not that it's about who was right or wrong. It was the fact that I was wondering, like, what did I do that was wrong? Did I end up raising my voice? Yes. But when you have someone else that's coming at you raising their voice and they're like 16 and you're like an adult, and I guess even if whether I'm an adult or not, like, what the hell? But I do think some teenagers are totally disrespectful towards adults. Like, you're forgetting where you're at. It's like, I'm not your mom. And yeah, me and a couple of coworkers were talking about the fact that if I would have been, she wouldn't have behaved that way if I would have been one of the other adults. Although I did find out she did talk to somebody else higher up that works in the deli like that once, and I don't remember the outcome of that. I do know she got pulled aside, I think, by Jackie. And her mom also works down there in the pharmacy, so I don't know, like, I would think she'd like want to like be careful of how she talks to the other adults, right? Especially like giving attitude, and like I feel like if my kids were disrespectful, how she got at me, like talked back to me, is how my kids would have done so. And then it's like, is that how you talk to your mom when you get told to do something? Anyways, that's that. Yeah. I'll still work with her. One, I ain't got a choice. Secondly, I'm an adult. I know how to be civil. But she gets like that with me again. Well, I don't know, actually. Merritt. It was brought up that maybe she feels like she has a superior complex, maybe a little bit, because her mom does work in pharmacy. But it's like, that's not how that works. Just because your mom works there doesn't mean you're safe to be disrespectful. Like, you could still lose your job. Gonna put on some, what do I want to use for this? I think the brush I use for this is dirty. I'm gonna use some of the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light. Tomorrow I'm gonna go get my ID done because I got ID'd a couple of weeks ago. I know, weeks have gone by and I haven't got it done yet. But I got ID'd a couple of weeks ago and we realized my ID was expired and I didn't realize that. So I need to go get that done tomorrow. So I'm thinking tomorrow I want to do like, well, I was gonna say no makeup look, but that's not gonna happen. Well, I'll think of something. And I want to wear my hair down for my ID. I don't want my hair pulled back and then me be in the photo like this. Because that's how they make you. At least here in Canada, they're like, alright, put your head down. So you're like normal. And then like, head down more. And the next night, your ID comes back and you're looking like this. Although, mine isn't as big as it used to be down here. I really have to like push back, but still. One of my IDs, it looks nothing like me. I have like, all this is like filled up with all my quadruple chins. I look like I'm from America's Most Wanted. It's like, why the hell you gotta do people? Why you gotta do me like that, hey? It's like, you got a problem with me? Huh? Alright, what do I want to use for... I think Grace is disappointed because she found out Matt checked her height yesterday and she's only 5'2". She's not pleased with that. She's like, what? I thought I was at least 5'3". I was like, child, you've been going around telling people you're 5'4", and I was like, I kept saying there's no way you're 5'4". But yeah, she's a little 5 foot. What did I say, 2? It's time to accept it, child. You're a shorty. No, I don't really know what makeup look I'm going for today, but we are definitely just gonna bronze up a little bit. I really like this product. I am kind of like taking it easy with it because I know how fast I can go through this. But I do feel like I do reach for my Rare Beauty stick the most. So I think when I'm done this one, I'm not going to repurchase it. Not because it's a bad product. I do like it, but you get so little product in here. Like, I really mean that. And I feel like the Rare Beauty one does just as good of a job. This one is very light coverage, but you can definitely go light-handed with the Rare Beauty as well. The Rare Beauty still does exactly what I want it to do, so. But I want to start, this is cream, so I need to start using this up as well so it doesn't go bad. Man, I'm so dewy. And then to make sure everything is nice and blendy, just... And now the coloring, when I'm looking in here, it definitely looks different than in the mirror. So if you're like, nothing's blended, trust me, it's blended. It's just the lighting and stuff. I wonder who I'm working with today. I think I'm closing, well, I'll be helping Ash close. Alright, let's do these eyebrows. And then for blush, I feel like I need to dig out so many blush options. Like, I'm debating if I want to do like just buff and matte out all over my lids and up a bit and then just put one like shimmer on there or what. Like, I don't know. I've liked every makeup look that I've done this week so far. By the way, my eye makeup the past 2 days using those WhatsApp. The WhatsApp brand, my eye looks 8.5 hours, 9-10 hours later, still look like I had just freshly done them. So, if you're contemplating, if they're color stories you like, I'll show them to you again quickly in a minute. If they're color stories you like, okay, not even if they're color stories you like, because I like a lot of color stories, doesn't mean I'm going to use it. If they're color stories you would actually use, that I would recommend. You don't want to buy something just because you're like, ooh, that's pretty. We got to get out of doing that. That's why on my channel, again, this isn't, what do you call it? My channel is not a, hey, let's show off all these hauls and stuff like that. If I order something, I'll show it. That's how I've always done, even off of YouTube. I'm not going to go out of my way to buy something just so I can come on here and be like, hey, look. But I'll still show you guys the stuff that I pick up. I too am a busy nose, and I do like to see like what the average person is buying. I am just an average Canadian lady who likes makeup. So Grace's therapy net went good yesterday. She there's a topic that needs to get brought up, depression. We notice, and I understand Grace's frustration. She's been in therapy for a couple of months now, and then she also starts seeing a psychologist too, right, to help with the ADHD and her anxiety. Something that I did take notice of, but I'm not a professional, so I just left it be. Is that Grace's depression? They never diagnosed her with depression, but they said, yeah, she does have depression, and they're trying to link it to her having anxiety and ADHD, because sometimes depression is not just depression on its own, it can spin off of ADHD and anxiety. But Grace has been feeling like they keep ignoring the depression aspect and just brushing it off, that it's just part of her ADHD anxiety. So I said, okay, well, what would you like Dad and I to do? She said, I'd like you guys to actually have them do the assessment for me so we can find out if it literally is just branched off from my ADHD anxiety, or if I like straight up just have depression. And so Matt brought that up, and what I had said to her a couple of days ago before she had her appointment yesterday was, okay, so let's say they do go ahead and they do the actual assessment for diagnosis of depression to see what do you want. If they come back and they say like, yeah, you do, what are you hoping becomes of that? And if they say no, you don't, can you accept that answer, right? And she's like, well, if I don't, I don't. then at least we know. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, if they say, yeah, you do, what are you hoping to come from that? And she's like, well, then I'm hoping that they can help me with it to, she's like, I know most people, you can't just like goodbye depression, like there's no fix all for it, but help me cope with it and get through it, right? Because I do realize once a month, there's like a week of the month where she does seem more down and secluded, and she calls it a manic episode, where she is very negative and stuff like that in her head. So I told her, like, when they do the assessment, you gotta be like forthwith with your responses and answers. Like, don't hold back, because if you hold anything back because you're scared of that, then you're not gonna get a proper assessment done. Like, you gotta be open and like really open and honest. And I was like, and just remember, you cannot get in trouble. So it's like, if you want actual help, I do think she does have depression. We all have depression. But she's a kid, and like, she says she just wants like a straight up answer instead of like people just guessing and whatnot. So they did let her know, if they go ahead with this, it's going to be on her health record. Which she knows, so. Alright, brows are done. I'm going to look at the cream blushes that I do have right quick. Not really sure what one I want to use. I was gonna go with the Tower 28 one, the one in Beach Please. It's office hours. So we're gonna go with this one. I feel like I should put a little highlighter on, because I have some. I feel like I haven't been reaching for my highlighters lately. Not because I don't like them, just because my skin, like, I'm pretty glowy. But we'll throw a little highlighter on right here. Don't worry if it's too blushy, that's what a sponge is for. That has way more product than I was anticipating. And you just take your sponge and go over the edge. Bam. We all know I ain't scared of blush. Juvia's Place highlighter, liquid highlighter in Starstruck. Go back in here. Alright, so we'll leave the blush right here for now while I debate my next move. Like, what palette do I want to use? I feel like this is why I need to cut back on my eyeshadow palettes. Well, I am cutting back on my eyeshadow palettes. I'm cutting back on the color stories that I get, because again, I know what I like color story wise, I know what I gravitate towards and what I don't. So Don't want to be wasting our money. It's like the question is, I'm like, at this point, I'm like, do I want smoky and shimmery? Do I want light and shimmery? I had a customer come in yesterday. I served her. She had like a nice big bow in her hair that matched her shirt. And I was telling her like, oh, I really like how you coordinated like your whole look today. She's like, thank you, it made me smile. She was having a down day. She's talking about some other stuff. And I was like, yeah, I was like, when you know what makes me smile? I was like, sparkles. I just do pack on a whole lot of shimmer. Makes me happy. She's like, yeah, I like to make myself look cute and stuff to make myself happy or smile. And I was like, hey, whatever it takes, eh? Well, as long as it's like safe and stuff. What palette? I feel like I already used this one the other day. And that one's not really like, hey, use me. Palettes that, man, I do have palettes that I regret buying because I know I'm not gonna get the use out of them. So I think I gotta clean some stuff up and pass it along. Natasha Denona's my favorite eyeshadow formula. I've got several of her palettes. It's like, why did you buy them, Tammy? My cheeks are kind of, they're warm. So I feel like I want to use a warm palette. But then I'm like stuck on the shimmer. What shimmer do I want to use? I could go peachy just because I'm looking at the blush shade, right? Wow, I'm actually disappointing myself. A lot of the Natasha Denona palettes this size. This one I usually use during the fall, winter, because it's so, I don't know, this one just makes me think of fall, winter. That's one of my favorites. Some of her palettes though, I bought them, I've gotten use out of them, but I look at them and I'm like, no. I like the neutral color stories. I feel like I'm missing a palette though. I probably have 1, 2, 3. This one also makes me think of winter. Maybe spring, but winter time. What look do I want to do? This one here I keep looking at, so I'm gonna pull that one down. I do have the I Need Nude. I'm still debating if I'm gonna get the I Need a Warm palette, because I'm like, Tammy, do you actually need that one? I don't need none of this. I have the Sunrise palette. I'm looking at this because there's a shimmer in here I'm thinking I want to use. The one called Awakening. But I'm going to pull in another palette to mix with it. I'm gonna pull in the Makeup by Mario one. I'm gonna start with this shade here. I feel like even though Natasha Denona is my favorite formula, some of her palettes, what I come into is like, I look at the palette, I see something in there I want to use, but then I don't use the palette because I'm like, there's no transition shades of that for me to use. Like, I like starting out with skin tone colors, right? I know not everybody does, but I do. But I do have like a lot of palettes that I can go ahead and grab that I can incorporate. Man, there's several palettes that are coming out that are up my alley. Even the new Huda Beauty one. Does kind of look, does that look yellow? No. Alright, I'm going to go into this shade right here. Same brush. Kind of put this into the crease and blend it up. There was a shade I used yesterday to like buff out. I wonder what palette that was from. I liked it. What did I even use yesterday? I know I used the WhatsApp palette, but what palette did I use so that I could buff out one of the shades? Oh, I see it right there. The Juvia's Place. We have several security guards who try to blend in with customers. Okay. Well, there's a new security guard. I'm at least saying he's new because I've never seen him on any of my shifts, and he is the most obvious security guard I've ever seen. He is so comical. He doesn't even look like he's trying to hide the fact that he's a security guard. He followed Matt around yesterday when Matt stopped by to pick up some stuff. Matt said he was getting close to turning around telling him to fuck off. I know, I'm swearing, but that's exactly what he said. And to stop following him. We watched him. He even followed this lady who was shopping and pushing her stroller around with her baby in it. And like, he didn't just like slowly follow. He was like, I mean, he should have just grabbed the arms of the people he was following and said, "Oh, I'm a security guard. Just making sure you're not stealing." Like, he should have just had a sign on him that said, "I'm a security guard." Like, he was the most. There are other ones, and so far I've been able to pinpoint several of the security guards who are in there. But like, this guy, you didn't even have to think about it. You just, like, he's security and he's a bloody idiot. Like, because yeah, the amount of shoplifting and stealing. Somebody was eating chicken wings yesterday and they left the bones by the hot case. I mean, I picked it up. I was like, that's disgusting. But it's like, can you guys like stop eating our food without paying for it? I'm gonna go into the shade right here. I feel like I always go into that shade, but I like it. Just gonna blend this kind of like on the lid and then blend it up. I do want to take something across my upper lash line. Oh, coffee. I almost forgot. It is pretty cold though. So it's iced coffee. I'm gonna go into the shade down here. What the heck is that? Just gonna smoke some of this on my, pretty much on the outer part of my lashes. Man, how late in the month does BoxyCharm ship out? I swear it still hasn't shipped out, and we're already like what, second week into the month? I feel like by the time it gets here, it's gonna be next month. Alright, so we could always come back to that. I'm going to put a shimmer. I see a shimmer that I want to use. It's the shade Awakening in the Sunrise palette. That shade right there, that's the one I've been thinking about. I'm also looking at Aster though. That one there is also very pretty. But we're going to start with this one, Awakening. If you like shimmer, but you don't like your shimmer, like, for instance, the shimmers I wore the past couple of days where, you know, the heavens could see you, right? The Natasha Denona shimmers, they're nice and shimmery, but they're not going to be like, uh, you know, sending signals to alien spacecrafts out there, to the mothership spaceship. These are nice and soft, still shimmery, but they're not going to be sending like beam me up Scotty signals because they're so super shimmery. That's pretty. This one's like a shifty one. It's like a peachy pink is what I see. Like it goes from peachy looking to like a pinkish with a slight purple. So pretty. It looks like I have more than... It's that kind of shade where it looks like you actually sat and took more time to do your makeup than what you've actually done. Alright, I am going to go back into that brown shade. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go into that Juvia's place because I want that shade that I used yesterday, so I can just blend that up here. And then I am probably going to do something down the lower lash line. So yeah, there's like this shade in here. I'm going to go into that. Just blending it up here. Just like that. It's -1 out this morning, eh? I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, what? So I think I'm gonna wear a jacket this morning to work. Although it might be warmed up by the time I leave, so I don't gotta leave till like 12. That's pretty. Now, I'm gonna go back slightly into... Just slightly. Well, you know what? Yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna go back into this shade just a little bit. And I'm gonna mix that. Well, let's see. Let's just do this on its own first. Like when I mean slightly, I really mean slightly. So pretty. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Kind of want to amp that up a bit more. Such a pretty color. I'm still debating, and you know what? I might do it. I might go through the palettes that I know I'm not going to use every shade in them. Because I bought them, I own them now. I can't return them. Some of these palettes I'm now thinking that I'll pick one of the case that I really like, and I'm debating curating one of shades that I would use. Like I know that I'm gonna use up. I know in this palette there's probably, if we're being honest, there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shades in here that I know I'll get use out of. So that leaves 5, 6, 7 shades that I probably am not gonna use up. So pretty much almost like just a little over half I'll use of what's in here. Like I know like there's shades I use. I'm still thinking about it. Otherwise I might just keep them as is, but that's the thing I've been thinking about doing still for quite some time. And now I'm like, what do I want to put on the bottom? That's dark. Do any of you guys watch the Natasha Denona tutorials that she does sometimes? I'm like watching and I'm like, that's such a pretty look. But she takes like purple eyeshadow up to here. Like she takes those colors way up, way higher than I would do. Now I'm debating buffing that out with a nice softer shade. Just gonna take this brush, nothing on it. Just buff this out a little bit. Just to like help soften it up. Pretty much just like that. That's pretty. Alright. Do I want to put... Now I'm wondering, do I want to put something colorful down there or just keep the color on? I'll keep the party on top. Alright. Glad we had that discussion. Figured it out together. I do need mascara. I gotta start using this palette too. So I can get like a... This is totally a fall palette. This Juvia's Place one, the coffee shop. Definitely a fall palette. Or all year round. I mean, it's up to you. Whatever floats your boat, right? Oh, there's some shifty shades in here. At least 1, 2 maybe. Yeah. Maybe I'll use that one for my DMV photo. We'll see. I'm out of coffee. Alright, mascara. We are going to use... this L'Oreal Voluminous one. Voluminous Million Lashes. It definitely does not give me a million lashes. It gives me like a barely there. This does not seem like it's the same brush that it was back in the day when this first came out. Yeah, I'm surprised no one has their Sephora VIB recommendations videos out yet. You think it'd be like, are they waiting till like the last week to post them? You think they put them up in advance? The VIB sale, I think, is the first week of November. I don't think I'm going to make a recommendations video for the VIB sale. Do I have plenty of things from Sephora? Yeah, I feel like a huge part of my collection is from Sephora. Sephora! But, I don't know. I kind of feel like I don't want to encourage people. I don't want to encourage anyone to go buy something. Like, if you weren't intending on doing the Sephora sale, like, I don't want to partake in encouraging anybody. It's bad enough that people are watching me and they see me using something and me really liking it, and then they might have the urge to go buy it. And it's like, I don't want to be like, I'm here to play with the makeup, with my makeup, right? Share my makeup. I don't want to encourage people to go buy makeup. So it might sound what's that word? I can't remember. Counterintuitive or something. Because I know for me, watching makeup videos kind of got me to expand outside of drugstore and stuff, right? I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you feel like if you're someone who doesn't even wear makeup and you're watching someone who does makeup, do you feel inclined to go buy makeup, or no, you just like watching people do their makeup and you could care less about buying any? Mind you, I used to watch a bunch of Sephora VIB sale recommendations, and I never felt like, oh, they recommend that, I should go buy that. I'm more so like, I'm always browsing and I read descriptions on products and stuff, and then I think, like, would I use that? The only thing where I kind of went ham was just buying eyeshadow palettes without fully thinking, would I actually use every shade in there? There's also some eyeshadows, like those Patrick Ta ones. I do think they're pretty. They're nice. But to me, they just seem so basic for the price Canadian. Would I use them though? Yes. I think okay, here's the Patrick Ta palettes. Would I use his palettes? 100%. My thing is, I'm pretty sure it was last year, or maybe it was sometime this year, I heard his palettes mold. I mean, eventually everything does mold, but I heard his mold pretty quickly. And so that's why I have not bought any of his eyeshadow palettes. Because one, I don't know how many of his people who bought his palettes that went moldy fast. And yeah. So that's the actual reason why I don't have a Patrick Ta palette. Secondly, his are like in the $90 range Canadian. If I'm going to pay like close to $100 for an eyeshadow palette, which, you know, I have a lot of palettes that are up there in price, I would like to know that they're not going to mold within the first year. Secondly, it's got to be a color story I'm going to use. Even though, like I said, I have eyeshadow palettes that I regret buying because now that time's gone by, I know what I'm going to use color story wise and what I'm not, which is also why I'm going to be more selective with eyeshadow palettes that I do purchase. Like, for instance, there's a couple that when I did my eyeshadow palette wish list, There's a couple that I was going to buy, but now I'm not going to, because after looking at the palettes online several times since that video, and looking at all the shades, and then counting out like the shades that I would use in them, some of the palettes I'm not going to get now. But some I still am. I'm just not in a rush to like go out and get them just so I can be like, hey, I got it now. Like, I don't want to do that. I just, whatever. I have a lot I can enjoy right now. Alright. Feel like we need more stuff. I do want a powdered blush. I do want to do a little bronzer, so let's do a little bronzer first. I'm starting to think that between the L'Oreal, not the formula but the color, I'm starting to think I like the L'Oreal shade more than the Maybelline shade. But I think it's because this one's a little bit more cool toned. But I like the formula of both. I am determined to use both of these up. Which one will get used up first? What one do you guys think is going to be gone first? I feel like you don't need a whole lot of product. For blush, what blush do I want to use today? I feel like I could possibly, this one would probably go. Do I want to use both the powder or the, well, you know what, we'll just dip in both sides. This is a, she's colorful. Just gonna pounce this right here. That's the, what's this called again? Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo. One side's matte, one side shimmer, and this is the shade Spiced Cinnamon. And then I have Mojave Mauve. Those are the two that I have. I feel like there was another shade that I want to get, but Sephora doesn't sell them anymore, so you have to order directly from the It Cosmetics website. Well, as much as I would like to go on It Cosmetics and place an order, the last time I placed an order from a place that I've never placed an order from before, our card got locked. Still got the order, but our card got locked. So that's like Miss Grace. She really wants me to order. There's a bunch of stuff on Etsy, I guess, that she wants. She said, her words were, Amazon sucks, man. They got nothing good on there. Everything I want is on Etsy. Well, I did order from Etsy many moons ago, I think. I have no problem ordering from there, but I haven't ordered anything from there from like 10 years. So I told Grace my concern is our card getting locked again from unknown activity because of a transaction from a place we haven't ordered from. Yes, I'm realizing I am blushing a little too hard. This side's not too bad. This side though is like, geez. Alright, we're gonna take some powder to like clean this up a little bit. I'm gonna use this one here, the pure one. I am gonna use some of the hourglass, but I'm gonna go with this one first. This is the pure 4-in-1 pressed powder, pressed mineral makeup in the shade light. It says 4-in-1. Why? There, I think maybe there's is there sunscreen in this? Maybe? I'm not sure. I do want to use this up. This came in a kit that I bought. Now I'm going to go into the ambient light powder that's in here. Yeah, I'm kind of taking it over some of the same spots. Oh crap, I've been here for an hour. I feel like some of my blush disappeared. Like it definitely got toned down. I gotta make sure we can see my blush, okay? Otherwise, what's the point of wearing it? I like blush and I cannot buy. Do I need a little bit more bronzer? Somebody out there is like, no, stop it. What are you doing? I kind of wish I had big lashes, like, ooh, just a little bit. Okay, today's lip is going to be, I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I got enough glow going on. I was gonna say, should I use one of the highlighters in here too, but, well, you know what? A little extra highlighter never hurt anybody. I wonder if anybody at work is ever like, I mean, no one would ever be like, holy crap, look at all the makeup on your face. But like, I wonder if anybody's ever thought to themselves, like, holy shit, how much highlighter does she have on? Or blush. I'm just gonna dip into this middle one right here, 'cause I think that's a highlighter. Highlighter, rose gold, strobe light. Yep, it is. Not that we need highlighter, but I mean, well, why not, eh? I could throw some of the bronzer on in here. I feel like the bronzer in this one, is there something wrong? No, there's nothing wrong with it. I'll put a little bit of it on. I can't help but feel like it sticks. Do you guys see that when I put it on? Man, I got such a big forehead. May the Lord bless this forehead with knowledge. It's a lot of forehead, man. All right. I think we got enough going on here. Today's lip is going to be brought to you apart by... Do you guys really want to hear what I'm going to use again today? I think so. Well, let me see. Maybe I can switch it out. This is why I need to cut back on buying random lip stuff too, because I like what I like, right? Today's look is peachy, so I don't want to use that. I think I'm done buying Fenty glosses. Still one of my favorites, but I mean, you've been here a while. I think we all know I have some new favorites. I think there's two formulas that I gravitate more towards now. One, I will say this. The Lawless Forget the Filler. That just, it hangs out on the lips like so nicely. I think it hangs out on the lips longer than the Fenty gloss. This one's the shade Fussy. Love it, smells good. I'm gonna use it up. I think I'm done buying Fenty glosses though. Again, just because there's two other lip oil glosses that I like the longevity of them. I like how they make my lips feel better. They do have shades that will work for my makeup style, just like the Fenty does, but when you stumble upon something and you like it, I mean, what do you do? So, I have a lot, like I'm going to use up what I have, try to use up what I have before they go bad, but I think they would have to come out with like the perfect Tammy shade, like a pinky brown. Not quite taupe, but like a nice pinky brown everyday shade. That's what I'm looking for, guys. I mean, if you want to give me recommendations, give me recommendations, but I like the pinky brown colors for blushes, eyeshadows, lips. Pinky brown. Am I going to take this one to work today? You know what? I will, because I do want to use it up, but I still have the Lawless Forget the Filler in the shade Velvet. I used that again all day yesterday and doesn't dry my lips out. It lasts long on the lips. I think I only applied on my breaks yesterday, but we'll take Fenty Fussy today. The other one I do have right here is, what's this one? Fenty Glow. This one's a cream though, so it's thicker. This one's Fenty Gloss Bomb, so it's not as thick. But we'll go with that one today. Let me put this one on top just to see if it changes the color. Yeah, so this one has it's the cream, so it has more pigment. And either one of those would go with today's look. Maybe I should just take both. I mean, they both look very similar. One's shimmering, just like one's a cream. I'll take Fussy today. Alright guys, this is today's look. What do you think? It's not exactly fall looking, which is fine. But I like that shifty shade, shadow shade. Because it goes from like a peachy color to like a pink purple. I'm going to turn off the light behind me. Wrong button. I know, I could smoke it out here and bring my eye up more. I'm not going to though. Just going to leave the look as is. I do like smudging darker eyeshadow up on the upper lash line because I don't like eyeliner. I always make a huge mess. And yeah. This is today's look. Peachy keen. I mean, it's a nice, easy, clean look. And it's good to go put some earrings on. As you can see, the hair dye is already leaving. It looks like I'm bald, but it's just blonde hair. How fast? Like, how are my roots coming back so fast? Why? It's like my hair is like, because you're blonde, Tammy, stop dyeing your hair other colors. I ain't gonna stop. Well, we'll see. I might just have to like give up trying to not be blonde. I like having darker hair though. Anyways, thanks for watching guys, sticking around. I know my throat's starting to go weird. I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna skedaddle and continue getting ready for the day. I think I still have a couple hours. Let me go see actually. Now I'm curious because I don't know what time it is. Holy shit! It's 10 to 10. I've been here way too long. And I've been up, oh, actually I only got up at 8, so 8 to 9. I've been up for 2 hours. If I've only recorded for like an hour and 10 minutes though, what was I doing the first hour? Excellent question. Now I don't know. Here, we're away from those bright lights. This is what the makeup looks like. I like it. I'm just gonna throw on some earrings and eventually get dressed. Thank the Lord I still got 2 hours left till I gotta leave. I don't know what I'm gonna eat though. Part of me's like, make a ramen bowl. I might just do that. Anyways guys, thanks for hanging out with me. You'll see me tomorrow as I get ready for my DMV photo. No, I don't drive, but you still have to have an ID, so I gotta get mine done. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Have a good weekend. God bless.